So let us begin with Chapter 4, Environmental Management. Let us first see these beautiful images and see which ecosystems they are. Wow, such beautiful pictures. The one with waterfall is freshwater ecosystem. Next is Arctic ecosystem. The one with giraffe is savanna ecosystem, and next is desert ecosystem. The one with tall grass is grassland ecosystem, and last one is marine ecosystem. So what exactly is ecosystem? Ecosystem is formed by biotic and abiotic factors and their interaction. So it means that all living organisms and non-living things and the way they interact with each other comes under ecosystem. Let us have a look what these biotic and abiotic components are. Ecosystem consists of producers, that is plants, consumers, that is herbivores, which consume plants, and predators, that is carnivores. Here in this photo, we can see plants which come under producers. There are rabbit and rat consuming plant produce. These are our primary consumers. However, they are prey to carnivores, which are secondary consumers or predators. The other picture is of food chain energy flow, that is, how energy flows through food chain. Plants, with help of sunlight, produce food via photosynthesis. This plant produce is consumed by primary consumers. These primary consumers fall prey to secondary consumers like snakes. These snakes are eaten by apex predators, that is, topmost predator. When this apex predator dies, it falls on ground where it is decomposed by soil microorganisms. This makes the nearby soil fertile, which promotes growth, which is shown by mushroom in this picture. Now let us see relationship between environment and ecosystem. But before that, we need to understand what is environment. Any physical, chemical, and biological factors affecting the living organisms in any possible way is called as environment. Now let us see examples of each factor. Example of physical factors are temperature, pressure, moisture, and salinity. Examples of chemical factors are nutrients, salts, metals, and gases. Similarly, examples of biological factor are microorganisms, plants, and animals. So, if you see carefully, it includes biotic, abiotic, natural, and artificial factors. Environment can be divided into two parts: natural, which contains air, atmosphere, water, land, and living organisms, and second part, that is artificial, contains zoo and man-made surroundings. In the zoo we can see rocks and plants which are artificially created by man. Thus, for summary, environment consists of two factors, that is biotic and abiotic. There is constant interaction between these components, and these interactions are necessary. So, study of this interaction is called as ecology, and the functional unit to study ecology is ecosystem. We all love to go on trips during summer vacation. Where we all go? Answer is to the places where there is lot of greenery, birds, or hill station. Some might go to trekking or forest safaris. So we must study what is environmental conservation. What will happen if number of consumers go on increasing gradually? This is the current scenario we all as humans are facing. That is population explosion. Population explosion means gradual but rapid increase in population. As population increases, the demand for goods increases. This leads to increase in production, which ultimately leads to decrease in resources or pressure on natural resources. Thus, indirectly, population explosion causes imbalance in nature. Today, there is degradation taking place in environment. This degradation is due to various natural as well as artificial factors. Natural factors like landslide, forest fire, and avalanche, and some artificial factors include deforestation, industrialization, urbanization, and dam construction. Environmental pollution is another factor. So, what is meant by environmental pollution? Unnecessary and unacceptable changes in surrounding environment due to natural events or human activities is called pollution. Example of pollution are air pollution, water pollution, light pollution, noise pollution, and soil pollution. So now we know why there is need of environmental conservation. But exactly what are the factors one should know to conserve environment? The biggest problem is lack of awareness among people regarding these conservation laws and practices. This awareness can be brought through education. Also, after educating public, all should come together and it should be the effective public movement. For that to happen, there should be lot of positive attitude and love for nature. Humans are intelligent animals on earth. They established domination over the nature and started using all the resources. This led to increase in problems and shortage of resources. We know history of evolution and how humans progressed faster than other animals. Soon industries began and flourished. As I mentioned previously, increase in demand led to shortage of resources. Thus, human has role in maintaining the environmental balance. As we all are utilizing products made from natural resources, we must understand how to reduce exploitation of natural resources so that we can maintain environmental balance. He himself, that is humans, can improve quality of nature. Chipko movement is an example of nature conservation movement where the people gathered together and hugged the trees and prevented deforestation. It is your homework to make a short note on Chipko movement. This was first half of chapter. Let's move to second half, that is biodiversity. What is meant by biodiversity? For answer, let us break the word. Bio, that is living, and diversity, that is variety. It relates to the variety present in living organisms. Biodiversity occurs at three different levels. First is genetic diversity, occurrence of variety among the organisms of same species. We humans are one species and there is huge variety among us is an example of genetic diversity. Second is species diversity. It is occurrence of variety of species, that is living organisms. It refers to different species of organisms. For example, humans, monkeys, pandas are different species. Third is ecosystem diversity, occurrence of variety of ecosystem. It means there are differences in the ecosystem, or in other words, there are different ecosystems. Now, speaking of biodiversity, it is important to know a term which comes hand in hand, that is biodiversity hotspot. A biodiversity hotspot is biogeographic region that is both a significant reservoir of biodiversity and is threatened with destruction. It means hotspot is a specific area which contains significant amount of biodiversity but now is threatened with destruction. 34 sensitive spots are recorded all over the world. Such areas were 15.7% earlier. Now they are only 2.3%. This is majorly due to deforestation. It includes 1,50,000 plant species, that is around 50% of world count. In India, 85 species out of 135 are found in Eastern Ghats and 1500 plant species are found in Western Ghats, which is also known as Sahyadri mountain range. Now we know that these biodiversity hotspots are threatened and so are the flora and fauna residing within. So it is important to know the status of these living creatures. These records are maintained by institute called IUCN. So let us know the classification of threatened species. First, endangered species. Number of organisms declined or their habitat is shrunken. They can be extinct in near future. If the care of habitat is not taken, that is by avoiding deforestation or urbanization, then in the coming future these animals can be extinct. Second, rare species. Number of these organisms is low due to their habitat destruction and not hunting. It is very important that not because of hunting but because of habitat destruction, the number of organisms or animals is low. Third, vulnerable species. Number of the organisms is protected but it may decline if the protection is removed. That is, these animals require constant protection from hunters or other natural calamities, due to which they can get in danger. And fourth is indeterminate species. No information is available on their number due to their shy behavior. There are some animals in wild or birds which are shy and not appear in open, so it is difficult to maintain count of these animals. There is a list called IUCN Red List which has 7 categories starting from least concern, near threatened, vulnerable, endangered, critically endangered, extinct in wild, and extinct. IUCN is international organization which maintains records and also active body in conserving nature. Next slide shows one example from each category of IUCN Red List. Dodo, a bird, is already extinct. Scimitar oryx is extinct in wild. Malayan tiger is critically endangered. Mountain gorilla is an endangered species. Giant panda comes under vulnerable category. Jaguar is near threatened species and spotted deer comes under least concern. Thank you.